Good morning, everyone. How's everyone's bodies feeling? Good? A little bit sore?
I'm hiking up and down. My boots are sure.
Excellent. It is. Yep, it is. But it's a good one. It's not long. All right, close your eyes, come into your body, and be present. Notice your breathing. Notice what you're thinking about. Notice this moment. The focus of our practice today is going to be on our hips. A juicy hip opening flow. Our hips are associated with our Svadhisthana chakra, sacral chakra, second chakra, and relate to our emotions. And emotions are waves of energy. And there are certain theories in psychology that say an emotion actually only exists for 6 seconds as a physiological impulse. And after that initial 6 seconds, the rest of the emotion is all our own story. And we create it and we process it from there in our unique way. Often in the way we were taught to process it by the modeling of our immediate surroundings, parents, family, culture. So all emotions are natural to feel. Anger is okay to feel. Grief is okay to feel. Fear is okay to feel. But it's when it controls us, or when it immobilizes us, or when we become it or allow it to possess us, that it gets in the way of the quality of our life. So we can affirm our emotions, express them in a healthy way, and of course that's easier said than done, and that can be a life's work, cultivating emotional intelligence, understanding how we relate to our own emotions. But it's a good practice just to begin and to stay present with, without judgment, without expectations, with loving acceptance, loving awareness. So think about any emotion that is challenging for you. It's probably a pattern. If feeling joyful is a challenge, if feeling sad is a challenge, if feeling angry is a challenge, or anything else. And maybe you can even focus in with details on what the challenge is. What are you not able to express, or what do you get so consumed by and wrapped up in? And as the intention of our practice this morning, give this emotion a little bit of space. Loosen your grip on it. Loosen its grip on you. Love it. Acknowledge it. Forgive it. And see if that energy can become free. See if you can put some energy into motion and move, repattern something that's outdated. We'll chant Om together 3 times to reinforce our intention. Inhale, stretch your arms forward and up. Om. Rest your hands on your knees and find some deep pelvic rocks, forward and back. Notice how your hips feel, your sacrum and your tailbone, your lower belly, reproductive organs, where the hamstrings attach, the whole hip area. And make some big circles with the rib cage. Our pelvis, our second chakra, is also our seat of creativity. And this relates to our emotional intelligence. It's just like our senses, our emotions can often try to control us, run the show, express their own agenda, reverse direction. And when we're overwhelmed by emotion or immobilized by emotion, we're not able to be ourselves. We're not able to allow our creativity to flow. Come back to neutral. Make some big circles with your shoulders. So as our prana starts to flow more freely, reverse direction, we become more of ourselves. We can start to learn a little bit about who we are. Reverse direction, one shoulder forward and one back. We can discover our personality, our talents, our unique traits. Reverse. Instead of just modeling and copying who society or our families expect us to be. Circle the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Stretch your chin to the sky and chin to the throat. One more time. So as we're moving today, this is a chance for you to get to know yourself. Head over shoulders. Turn and look to the left and to the right. Your unique self, your unconditioned self, not the self that's performing or playing any roles, but something more authentic, a little deeper than that. Head to neutral, drop your chin to your throat and roll your head side to side. Bring your chin back to center and lift your head. Bring your hands to your jaw, the angle of your jaw, and just massage this muscle for a moment. The tightness in the jaw is pretty much always connected to tightness in the hips. And I don't know why these joints are so closely connected. But often just doing some work, getting into these muscles here, the masseter muscle, this small little muscle that opens and closes your jaw, is the strongest muscle in the body for its size. It can exert a tremendous amount of pressure. And you can put more pressure on this jaw muscle than you think. Now squeeze your face into a little raisin face. Squeeze your fists. 3 lion's breaths. Inhale. Exhale, open your eyes, stick out your tongue, stretch your arms. 2 more times. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. When you open your mouth, make it as big as you can. Try to swallow me. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue. 1 more time. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Make your face as tiny, like as big as a little dot. And then it's big and scary. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue, touch your belly button with your tongue. Good, relax your face, shake out your hands. With a soft fist, tap on your opposite shoulder. Doesn't matter which side you do first. Move it down the front of the arm, down to your hand, and up the back of the arm. Down the front, up the back, down the front, and up the back. After you do it 3 times, take a pause. Notice the life force moving through the energy pathways, flowing through, circulating through the tissues, bringing healing and awakening. Shake out your hands and do it on the opposite side. Down the front of the arm and up the back of the arm. After 3 rounds, take a pause. We're going to find a couple of rounds of Kapalabhati breath again, emphasizing the breath retention that we talked about yesterday a little bit, the internal and external retention. So remember, Samavriti is where our inhale plus the internal retention is even with the exhale and the external retention, and it's balancing. Visamavriti is when one of those 2 pieces of the breath is uneven, greater or less than the other piece. If we're focusing on the inhale and the internal retention, more energizing. Exhale and external retention, more calming. Kapalabhati is a Visamavriti, exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. So even though it's an energizing breath, it has a more tonifying and rejuvenating effect on the nervous system because of the way we're emphasizing the exhale. So close your eyes, take a natural breath, inhale and exhale. We're going to go for about a minute. Inhale to a comfortable level and begin. Exhale, 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 exhale. So as you're breathing and pumping the belly, see if you can lift the pelvic floor, engage Mula Bandha as you're doing this. And it's almost like trying to, if you're in the bathtub, trying to pick up a slippery bar of soap. It will just kind of like keep slipping out and slipping out. So keep engaging and lifting through Mula Bandha. It's a continuous effort. So keep going, and I'll explain what we're going to do from here. Once I cue you to slow down, you're going to hold the breath out with Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and Jalandhara Bandha activated. And you'll hold it for about a 7 count. And then you'll inhale for a 7 count, hold the breath in for a 7 count, exhale for a 7 count, hold the breath out for a 7 count. So I'll guide you through the whole thing. Last 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale, 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 exhale. Squeeze all the breath out, wring out the sponge. Engage Mula Bandha, the root lock, Uddiyana Bandha, navel lift, Jalandhara Bandha, chin lock. Hold the breath out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the locks. Slowly fill your vessel, bottom to top. 7, 6, 5, 4. Find the softness. 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath in at the top. Mula Bandha, gentle Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. Holding the breath in, relaxing around the breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly exhale for a 7 count. Hold the breath out. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. No breath, retention. Release the bandhas. Cleansing breath. Slowly inhale. And slowly exhale, observe your relationship with the breath. We'll come into a round, another round. Inhale to a comfortable level and begin. Exhale, 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 exhale. Pumping the belly. Continue to lift Mula Bandha, lift the root lock. Circulating stagnant energy that accumulates in the pelvis, offering it up to the inner fire, the Agni. Five, 4, 3, 2, exhale all the breath out. Exhale, 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 exhale. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. Hold the breath out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften, release the locks. Inhale like you're filling a glass of water from the bottom to the top. Clear. Soften your shoulders, soften your skin. Hold the breath in. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. Stretch through your spine, straighten your spine. Slowly release. Squeeze all the breath out. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. Hold the breath out. Release the locks, gentle inhale and exhale. Last round, inhale to a comfortable level. Begin. Exhale, 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 exhale. Keep going, deep cleansing on an energetic level, on a mental level, offering any of the impurities, any of the garbage to the inner fire. The fire consumes, the fire transforms. 5, 4, 3, 2, exhale all the breath out, squeeze the breath out. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. Hold the breath out, keep drawing up from the pelvic floor, up from the back of the navel, up from the crown of the head, long spine, no breath. Soften and slowly inhale. Expand in all directions, strengthening the pranavayu, the upward moving force, the apanavayu, downward moving force. Hold the breath in, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. Slowly exhale. Hold the breath out. And gently return to a natural breath. Notice the effects. This morning we're going to chant the same chant we learned yesterday, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, including us. So may all of our thoughts, may all of our words, all of our speech, all of our actions lead us towards happiness, joy, balance, and freedom. Repeat after me. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Let's do it 3 times all together. Inhale to chant. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. So offering that prayer to all beings and receiving that prayer for ourselves. Now stretch out your legs. And wiggle your toes. Bounce the backs of your legs. Pick up your feet. Bottoms of your feet. Feet as wide as your mat. Drop your knees from side to side. Initiate the movement from your hips. Drop your knees over to your right. Feet are as wide as the mat, both knees are down. Hand to hip, peel the hip up away from the floor and press the sitting bone back down into the ground. Sitting bone peels up and press it down. Sitting bone peels up, press it down. Add the arm, open your arm open to the left, sweep it back behind you, and like an airplane taking off, reach it across and up as your left sitting bone peels off the mat. Inhale, sweep the arm across and open. Exhale, sweep it across and up. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more time. Back to center. Bring your hand to your knee. Imagine you have a matchbox car underneath your inner knee. Slide it away and pull it in. Push it away and pull it in, away and in. 3 more times. Back to neutral. Imagine your knee is like a basketball and just bounce it up and down. So even though we're calling it our knee that's moving, the movement's coming from the hip socket. So we're getting into the deep, tiny muscles of the hip. And through this repetitive motion, quick contracting and releasing, we can release some chronic holding and chronic tension in the hips. Keep going, keep bouncing it. Until it gets tired, keep going. Keep bouncing it. You can use your hand to make the bounce happen. Keep going. 5, 4, keep bouncing it. If you can do it as fast as you can. 2, and 1. Let it rest. Push your hand into your knee and push your knee up into your hand, but resist the movement. Don't let your knee come up. Keep pushing down and up. Notice where that intention to lift is coming from. Contractions like this, when we hold them for 7 seconds, it helps to reboot the communication between our brain and the muscle. And then relax it with a soft fist. Give your outer hip a little stimulation. And then side to side with the knees. Rinse it out. Knees to the left, right hand to hip. Peel the hip up and push the hip down. Up. Add the arm 6 more times. Inhale, open across your chest, sweep the arm back. Airplane taking off, reach across and up. Inhale. Exhale. Three. And back to center. Matchbox car under your knee, roll it away and pull it back. 5 more times. Back through neutral, bounce your knee. Keep your right foot energized. Keep bouncing the knee up and down. Notice where the movement's coming from, where the impulse is coming from. You can keep using your hand to help. Notice where the resistance comes from. Keep going up and down. Cleaning out the inside of the hip socket, that container that holds things. Putting something into motion, stirring something up. It doesn't matter what it is. Keep going. You guys feel it? Something happening? Starting to get tired? Starting to talk to you? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. Push your hand into your knee. Push your knee back up into your hand. Resist, resist, resist. Try to get your knee up off the ground. Keep pushing your hand down. Hard as you can. 3, 2, and 1. Relax it. Soft fist. Circulate the energy in the hip and the glute. Good. And side to side. Deeply cleansing the hips from the inside out. Drop your knees over to the right, low wild thing, roll onto the front of the knees, reach back. Come back through center, hands behind you, knees to the left, low wild thing. 2 more times on each side. One more time on each side. Back through center, feet as wide as your shoulders, hands behind you. 3 times, lift the hips up, stretch shoulders to knees. Inhale, glide the hips back. 2 and 1. Release to your seat, cross your ankles, come around onto your hands and your knees. Step your knees together and make 5 gigantic hip circles. Reverse direction. Our hips are also related to our sexuality, what we understand about it within ourselves and in the world, how it relates to our creative force, our personality. Come back through neutral. Tuck your toes under, press back into downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels. Wiggle in the hips. Deep Ujjayi breath. Lift up high onto your tiptoes. Bend your knees. Find cat and cow tilts here. Arch your back. Inhale. Stick your butt way up. Round through your spine. Gaze to your belly button. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Open your feet as wide as your mat. Sway your hips side to side. Lean your hips over to the right for 3 breaths. Stretch through the left side of your body. Hips to the left, 3 breaths. And make 3 big circles with your hips. Three big circles the other way. Back through center, step your feet as wide as your shoulders, roll through your spine, open into upward facing dog. Knees can touch down to the mat if that feels good for your low back, and send the hips up and back. 2 more times. Inhale, move like water. Hips are related to the water element, so let all of the movements this morning be fluid. Allow the edges to be soft. One movement, transforming, morphing into the next. Open your feet as wide as your mat. Walk your hands back to your feet. Squat down into Malasana. Pull your hands back, lift your toes, lift your arches, lift your chest. Find some hip circles here. See if you can get the movement into the pelvis. And reverse it. Notice how it's all connected. Back through neutral, prop your right knee open, reach your left arm to the sky, twist as you side bend, and 3 times stretch across and down. Reach across and up. Back through neutral. Opposite side, press open, shine from your heart, stretch across, and open. back through center. One more time, prop open on the right. This time, thread your top arm across your low back, bottom arm around the front of your knee. Join your hands beside your right hip and twist. Spin your spine towards your inner thigh, heart to the sky, and find the lightness. Lift up and expand. Lift your pelvis a couple of inches more off the ground. Engage. Find Mula Bandha. Back through center. Opposite side. First, spread your heart wings. Lift your heart to the sky. Create more space in the center of your chest. Wrap your arms around the left knee. Grab onto your right wrist with your left hand. Spine to thigh, heart to the sky, shoulders back. Find the buoyancy, lift the pelvis another couple of inches. Engage Mula Bandha. So rather than sinking into it, lift up and away. And back through center. Release your hands down, lift your hips up. Inch your feet so they're beneath your hips. Soften your knees, tuck your hand into your opposite elbow, and gently swing side to side. Inhale and exhale, open your mouth, make the ah sound. Inhale, exhale, keep your lips closed, make the sound. Inhale, exhale, flutter your lips. Hands to shins, lengthen through your spine. Soften over your legs, press into your feet. Roll yourself up all the way onto your tiptoes. Stretch your arms out into the sky, full body stretch. Drop your heels, lift your toes, squat down and back. Rise up onto your tiptoes. Heels down, arms down. Open your feet as wide as your mat and just twist. Hips opposite direction from your shoulders. Refreshing the spine. Circulating life force. And fully present, just this. Back to center, step your feet together, palms together in front of your heart. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up to the sky. Grab your right wrist, bend to your left. Come back through center, grab your left wrist, bend to your right. Come back through center, exhale, hands to low back. Hips forward, lift your heart, arch back as far as you can go. Hinge from the hips, interlace your fingers, arms stretch overhead with Yoga Mudra. Hands to shins, lengthen through your spine, lift your toes, tilt the pelvis forward. Keep the anterior pelvic tilt. Walk your hands forward into downward facing dog. Stay with me. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, right knee to nose, one-legged plank, shift forward. Inhale, send the leg back to the sky, three-legged dog. Knee to outer right shoulder, shift forward and hover. Leg back and up to the sky. Knee to left armpit, shift forward and hover. Cross the body. Leg reaches back and up. Bend your knee, make 3 big circles from your hip joint. And 3 big circles the other way. Send the leg back and up high and lower that leg down. Left leg comes back and up. Knee to chest, pulse forward. 3-leg dog. Left shoulder. 3-leg dog. Right armpit. 3-leg dog. Bend the knee, 3 big circles, stir the pot. Opposite direction. Send the leg way up high and lower it down. Feet as wide as your shoulders, glide through upward facing dog. And press back, downward facing dog, flowing like water. Toes together, right leg to the sky. Right foot forward between your hands. Press into your feet. Roll yourself up to a high lunge. Twist in your high lunge. Left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, arms to the sky. Ground the back heel. Open warrior two. Shift forward, reverse your warrior two. Exhale, hands to the floor on the inside of your foot. Walk your hands to the left. Point your toes to the left. Low lunge 3 times in each direction. Shift forward over your right leg. Plant your hands. Low lunge. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Exhale the hand down. Inhale, right leg back and up. Exhale down. Listen to your body. Take care. Inhale, shift forward, high plank. If your shoulders and core are feeling good, chaturanga or any variation. Upward facing dog. Press back, downward facing dog. Step your toes together. Left leg to the sky. Left foot between hands. Press into your feet. Inhale up to a high lunge. Twist to your left, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, arms reach for the sky. Back heel spins down, hips open, arms reach. Stretch forward and reverse your warrior two. Exhale, hands to the inside of the foot. Walk your hands to the right, bend the right knee, point your left toes to the sky and to the left. Move your hips in a way that feels good to you, even if it's a little bit uncomfortable. Move into the sensation. Shift forward over your left leg. Establish the low lunge. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale the hand down. Inhale, left leg reaches back and high. Lower the leg. Glide through high plank. Lower down through chaturanga. Slide through upward facing dog. And press back through downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath. Stay in your body. Energy moving. Feel the feelings. Let the thoughts keep flowing. Don't let anything get stuck. Let it all keep flowing. Look up past your hands. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. As light as you can. Move like water. Hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, soften down over your legs. Keep your feet grounded. Roll yourself up. Reach your arms out and up. Exhale, palms to heart. Cleansing breath. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive, heart wide open, fold your body in half. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, press into your hands, step into downward facing dog. Right leg to the sky. 3 pulses through plank, knee to nose, hover forward. Leg reaches back and up. Knee to right shoulder, hover forward. Back and up, cross the body, knee to left armpit. Take your time. Step the foot forward in between your hands. Drop the back knee. 3 times pulse the front leg straight. Glide forward into Anjaneyasana. Scissor your inner thighs together as you rise up. Interlace your fingers, reach your arms to the sky. 3 lions breaths, cactus arms. Squeeze a little raisin face. Arms up overhead, cross left wrist in front of right, palms touching each other. Stretch the arms back, lift the chest, keep the top of your foot down, spread your toes, push into the front of your ankle, and lift your back knee. Keep squeezing your inner thighs together and sliding your left hip forward. Lift your heart, 3, long ankle, 2, and 1. Drop the knee. Hands to the mat. Straighten your front leg out. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Point your toes to the sky. Tip the pelvis forward. You can use your block here if you need a little extra help to straighten and lengthen the spine. If you have 2 blocks, you can put 1 block under each hand. Keep lengthening your spine as far forward as you can, and then round down. Surrender down, spine lengthening, hamstrings lengthening, toes spreading, heel pushing forward, toes pulling back. Relax your jaw. Shift forward, bend your front knee. Swivel your left toes over to the right. Come up into a low warrior 2. One time, draw back, stack your hips over your front knee, and work on the alignment a little bit. So it's okay to have your front heel a little bit in front of your knee here, so you have room to move forward, and find the opening. Push these 2 points away from each other, and then glide forward. See how deep you can go into this front hip. Keep pushing the knee open. It's okay if the knee comes out in front of the ankle here. Keep gliding forward, yes. Lean back, shoulders over hips. Stretch the arms, gaze forward. Connect with your breath, engage Mula Bandha. Keep leaning the knee open towards your pinky toe. You guys all feel some kind of circulation, something waking up in that right hip. 3 more deep breaths. How deep can you go? Control the movement, control the hold. And release, arms to the sky. Hands to the floor, framing your front foot. Swivel the toes back. One time, pulse the legs straight. Bend the front knee, bring both hands to the inside of the foot and glide the hips forward. Toes pointing out to the side, knee leaning out to the side. You can stay with your elbows straight or come down onto your elbows and just rock side to side. Keep your back knee comfortable, your back ankle comfortable. It might feel better to have your back toes tucked under. You can lean onto your left elbow and press the right knee open if you have enough space in your body to go deeper. If the space isn't there, that's okay too. Stay low on your forearms or stay up on your hands, elbows straight. Take as much as you can digest. Gentle with your body, breathing into the hip. Side to side movement. 1 lion's breath. Come back through neutral. Pick yourself up. Scoot your foot a little bit farther to the right, heel in, toe out. Bring your left hand just off the mat. Keep your hips gliding forward. 2 options. You can twist and just reach your arm back behind you, thumb pointing up, gazing to your back thumb. Or you can bind, bend the back knee, grab the foot, pull your heel in all the way to your bum, lift up and out of your left shoulder, turn and look to your back foot. Breathe into the hips, breathe into the quad, breathe into your lungs and your heart space. Glide your hips forward, right knee opens to the right. Tongue to chin, open mouth, exhale. And release. Bring your hands around and frame your foot. 1 time, pulse the legs straight. And bend the knee, tuck the back toes, sweep the leg back and high to the sky in 3-legged dog. Bend your knee without tipping over. Stretch your tiptoes to your left shoulder. Lean as far to the left as you can lean without tipping. Look under your left shoulder to find your foot. Keep your shoulders even. Lift all the way up high onto your left tippy toes. Point your knee to the sky. Spin the hips open. Knee to nose, shift forward, one leg plank. Kick your foot across to 9 o'clock. Don't do anything else yet. Keep your hands where they are and push your hips up into downward facing dog with your foot across your body. Outer hip squeeze. You guys feel that? So breathe into the outer hips, outer thighs. Gently release knee to chest. Send the leg back to the sky. Glide through upward facing dog. Back through downward facing dog. Drop onto your knees. Find a wide knee child's pose. Bring your hips to your heels, knees as wide as your mat. Drop your heart. Stretch your armpits. Find a little movement side to side with your hips. How close to the floor can you draw your belly button? Stretch your arms forward, bend your elbows, glide forward and back. Knees about as wide as your mat so your knees stay protected. Forward and back. Forward and back. Slide around onto your hands and your knees. Tuck your toes under, press back into downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Knee to nose, one leg plank, leg back and up, knee to left shoulder, and back and up, cross the body, knee to armpit, and back and up. Step the foot forward in between your hands. Drop the back knee. Interlace your fingers, reach your arms up, stretch through your sides. 3 lion's breaths with cactus arms. Stretch the arms up overhead. Cross right wrist in front of left. Palms together. Lift the arms up and pull them back. Press the top of your foot into the mat. Spread your toes out. Make sure your ankle is long. Press into the front of your ankle and lift your knee. Lean your shoulders back. Squeeze the inner thighs together. And release. Drop your hands to the mat. Pulse back and forth 3 times. Straighten out the front leg. Inhale, lengthen your spine. You can use a block under one or both hands. Tilt the pelvis all the way forward. Stretch your body forward, and when you're as far forward as you can go, fold over your leg. Let go of your head. Keep your jaw relaxed. And check in with the experience, the inner experience. Where's your mind? Is it helping? Is it enhancing the experience? Reframe it, be creative. Co-create reality together with cosmic consciousness. Team up rather than oppose. Inhale, lengthen, bend your front knee. Point your right toes over to your left and come up into Warrior Two. One time, pulse up. Push the knee open, push the hip back, flatten out, stack shoulders over hips. Keep opening that space like you're ironing, and then bend the front knee. How deep can you go? Keep opening, keep leaning back. Right hip comes slightly forward, left hip comes back. Stretch the arms. Gaze forward. Breathe into the hips. Get a little bit deeper into it. Find your edge. Gentle with your knees. Yes. Keep creating space. External rotation with this front thigh bone. Internal rotation with the back thigh bone. Bringing more circulation into the hip sockets. 3, 2, tongue to chin. Reach up. And down, hands to the floor on the inside of the foot. Swivel your toes back, scoot your foot over to the left. Glide forward. You can stay up on your hands if that is enough sensation for you. You can come down onto your elbows if you want more sensation. Rock side to side, toes point to the side, knee opens to the side. Lean side to side. Option to push the knee open. If you don't need that much sensation, then you're good. Meet yourself wherever you are. Keep it dynamic. Continue pulsing and moving with your breath. Like water. Rinsing. Creating. Bringing to life. Allowing. Fully present, rooted in loving awareness. Exhale, tongue to chin. Gently lift yourself back up. Toes all the way on the left edge of your mat. Right hand can be on the floor so you have a wider foundation. Left arm, option number 1, reaches up and back, thumb pointing up, look to your back hand. Lift up and out of the bottom shoulder. This is enough. If you want more, bend the back knee, grab your ankle, pull the heel in towards your bottom, lift up and out of both shoulders, press your left knee open to the left, back bending, quad stretching, hip opening, twisting. Three more breaths. And tongue to chin, loud exhale. Release. Straight leg pulse. Shift forward, plant your hands, tuck your back toes, left leg to the sky. Bend your knee, tip toes to shoulder. Lean as far to the right as you can lean without tipping. Look underneath your right shoulder. Look at your foot. Keep your shoulders even as the hips swivel. Point your knee straight up to the sky. Keep actively lifting the knee. Lift up as high as you can onto your right tiptoes. One more breath. And knee to chest. Kick your foot over to 3 o'clock and lift your hips up as high as you can lift them. Keep your hips pointing to the floor. Energize your foot, spread your left toes, push through your left heel. Find a little movement in your hips to move the sensation, to change the squeeze. Knee to chest, leg to the sky. Lower it down, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Drop onto your knees, wide knee child's pose, press back. Melt your heart space, breathe into your sides. Find your block, bring it over to the left side of your mat. Come up onto all fours and turn toward the left side of your mat so that your knees are on your mat and you're gazing out with the beautiful jungle view. Turn your block the low way, bring your elbows to the block and just open your knees out to the side, come into frog pose. You can have your feet together or start to open your feet up so your feet are in line with your knees. Find little movements where you're rocking forward and back to get some sensation into the hips. So you can do different things with the block. You can turn it the medium height and rest your chest on your block and let your head come down. You can rest your forehead on the block. Or you can not even use the block and just control the movement as you like. Breathe into your hips. Keep finding little teeny movements. Little wiggle side to side with your hips or little circles with your hips. Fully present into the opening. Lion's breath. Little tiny shimmies with the hips. Just keep moving, keep it circulating, keep it dynamic. Inhale, exhale the ah sound. Inhale, exhale. Bubble lips. At your own pace, go through that cycle again. On your exhale. And one more cycle through those sounds, using the vibration to move the energy. Vibration, lengthening and strengthening your breath. Breathe deeply. One more tongue to chin. Exhale. 3 more breaths. Gently walk your elbows so they're underneath your shoulders. Bend your elbows so your hands are underneath your shoulders and gently ease your knees together. Turn and face me. Knees all the way together, 3 big hip circles. And 3 big hip circles the other way. Back through neutral hands and knees. Tuck your toes, press back into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high to the sky. Exhale, right foot forward between your hands. Drop your back knee. Straighten your front leg out and slide through into Hanumanasana. Keep your back toes tucked under to protect your back knee and to maintain the internal femur rotation in the back leg. You can use a block under your hands or under your hip, under your thigh. If you have 2 blocks, you can put 1 block under each hand. So take your time and just ease yourself into the shape. Look over each shoulder, see your back leg, a nice straight line behind you. See how it feels to have your toes tucked under. Your back knee will be happy, your hip will be in a more healthy alignment. You'll have more control of the shape. Breathe into your hips, draw the breath all the way down to your pelvic floor. Fill up your pelvis with every breath. Empty your pelvis with every breath. Relax your jaw, tongue to chin. 3 more breaths. Wherever you are is where you need to be to get to the next place. And very, very slowly, with control, lift yourself up. Send your right leg to the sky in 3-legged dog. Bend your knee, make 3 circles from your hip joint. And reverse. Send the leg back and up. Lower the leg. Glide through upward facing dog. And press back into downward facing dog. Toes together, left leg to the sky. Left foot forward in between your hands. Drop the back knee. Straighten your front leg out. Back toes tucked, slide through full Hanumanasana. So you can use your block or blocks under your hands or as a perch underneath your left thigh. Back toes tucked, turn and look over each shoulder 3 times. Notice the alignment of the back leg, straight line from heel to hip. Pinky toe grounded. A common thing that happens here is the back leg goes kind of wonky and the pinky toe comes away from the floor, so we go into external femur rotation. The heel rolls in, so keep pushing the heel back and out to the side. Ground the pinky toe now. Ease into it, connect with your breath, take your time, close your eyes, relax your jaw. Make sure you're not hyperextending your knees. Fully control the shape. Only take what you can digest. Meet yourself where you are. No need to go any farther than that. Tongue to chin, exhale. 3 more breaths. And release. Gently pull yourself up. Left leg to the sky. Whew. Bend your knee, 3 big circles from the hip joint. And reverse. Send the leg all the way up and lower it down. Upward facing dog, stretching the hip flexors and back into child's pose. Circulation through the hips, feelings, emotions being released, moving through, reactions to them, judgments about them, circulating, transforming. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Roll onto the very crown of your head and stretch your arms overhead. Shoulder stretch, Yoga Mudra. Back of the neck nice and straight, not kinking the neck at all. Putting pressure on the crown. Similar benefits to headstand. Activating the marma points, the pressure points on the top of the head. That open higher awareness, give us access to higher consciousness, creating a healthy space for the fluid to circulate around the brain and the spinal cord. Release the hips back to the heels, release the arms. Shift forward onto your forearms with your hips over your knees. Coming into double thread the needle. Thread your left arm over to the right, right arm over to the left, palms facing up, arms right underneath the shoulders, right underneath your chest, forehead down to the mat. Keep stretching the arms, find the angles where you feel some sensation. Does everybody feel something there? No? In shoulders? Everyone good? So breathe into the shoulders, breathe into the spine. You can find little teeny movements to give yourself the sensation that your body needs. Thread the opposite arm in front. You might feel a little different, less comfortable, more comfortable. Gently ease up. Stretch your arms forward into a puppy stretch. Fingertips on the mat. Lift your palms. Tense your hands. Stretch your armpits and your chest to the ground. Chin or forehead to the ground. Bum pointing straight to the sky. Melt your heart. Open the backs of the shoulders. Expand through the side body as you breathe. Expand into the back body as you breathe. Release your elbows to the mat, glide forward into a Sphinx pose. Stack your elbows underneath your shoulders. Stretch your legs back behind you. Elbows straight, upper arms straight up and down. Spread your fingers out. Arms parallel to each other. Spread out your toes. Ground your pinky toenail. Press down and lift up. Lift your belly button. Pull your chest forward. Kiss your shoulders together. Tuck your chin a little bit, like a regal sphinx in the middle of the desert. Let your body sway, turn and look to the right, find your feet with your eyes. Let your shoulders sway, turn and look to the opposite side. Keep the movement as big as you can, 2 more times. And back through center, elbows under shoulders, forearms down, palms spread, totally relax your glutes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your glutes so you can feel what that's like, and then totally relax them. Press into the tops of the feet. Lift from the crown of your head, not from your chin, but neck nice and long. Kiss your shoulder blades together, roll your upper arms back, pull your heart forward, roll your inner thighs toward the sky as you press the thighs down. 3 more breaths, get even longer through your spine. Upper arms roll back even more. And release down. Press your hands into the mat, press back into child's pose, and rest. Slowly come onto your back. Take your knees into your chest. Bring your feet to the mat, cross your right leg over your left leg, open your arms like a T, drop your knees to the left, turn your head to the right. Breathe into your outer hips. Nice, easy supine twist with your legs crossed, with your thighs crossed. Let go just a little bit more. Let gravity take over. Keep your legs crossed, roll onto your back. Draw your thighs into your chest, reach up and grab your opposite foot. Pull the thighs in. Rock side to side. So thighs are crossed, arms are not crossed. So you're in cow face pose. Right thigh over left thigh, knees are on the opposite sides of each other, and just reach up and grab the foot that's on the side of your hand without crossing your hands. Good. And play with the angles a little bit. Bend and straighten each leg, see how that changes things. Pull the thighs in closer, farther away. Uncross, hold on to your knees, make circles with your knees, mirror image circles away from each other. Uncross the legs. Reverse direction. Knees to chest, feet to the mat, cross left thigh over right thigh, like you're wearing a short skirt sitting in a polite way. Open your arms out to the side, drop your knees to the right, turn your head to the left. Cross legs, supine twist. Let gravity take over, soften. Keep your legs crossed, bring your thighs into your chest. Knees are on the opposite sides of each other. Reach right up and grab the opposite foot. Unhinge the knee a little bit so you can grip the pinky toe side of each foot. And play with the angles to get some sensation. Everybody feel something? So keep morphing it, keep it dynamic, keep pulsing it, keep massaging it, keep breathing into it. Infinite possibilities, infinite ways to circulate, infinite pathways. So many possible shapes you can create with your body. Create a new shape for these last couple of breaths and breathe into the resistance. Breathe into the discomfort. Putting some energy into motion. Freeing up some of your vital energy. giving yourself a little more life force to work with. Uncross the legs, hold on to the knees, circle the knees away from each other. Let your arms do the work. Let go of your hips. Reverse. Breathe a little bit more deeply. Remember the connection between our diaphragm, our lumbar spine, our iliopsoas, hip flexors, our sacrum. Happy baby. Find little teeny movements that are just right for you. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. Keep pressing the knees open. Baddha Konasana on the back. Find the possibility of shapes here. Be creative. Keep your feet together and your knees wide. And move and pulse and explore from there. Hold on to the bottoms of your feet. Stretch your legs up to the sky and fold yourself in half. Come into Paschimottanasana, forward fold on your back. Press yourself all the way back into plow. Bring your hands around to support your low back. Find the length in your hamstrings that you've cultivated. And flatten yourself out. Stretch your spine a little bit more. Send your legs up to the sky into shoulder stand. Very important shape after our practice today of all the energy we moved in our legs and our hips. Let gravity do the work. As another option, you can have your hips on a block and your legs to the sky in waterfall. The inversion is a key piece of how we're moving this morning. Stay upside down for several more breaths. Keep holding the shape. Recirculating, redefining, rebalancing. Creating fertile ground, fertile terrain for health and well-being. Tilling the soil, softening, refining. Make some circles with your ankles. Circle the other way. Wiggle your toes. Shimmy your legs. Jiggle all the muscles in your calves and your thighs and your butt. Two options to come down. First option, nice and simple, knees to chest, roll onto your back. Second option, a little more complicated. Support your lower back with your hands, step your feet down into a bridge pose. From bridge pose, hands by your shoulders and press up into a full wheel. Once you do that, we'll all be together on our back, knees to chest. So whatever will be the best way for you to close your practice. Take a moment to add any last counter poses or movements that will balance out your body. If you came up into a wheel, lower yourself down, knees to chest. One final squeeze, deep full body contraction before opening into Shavasana. So if you need to take any other movements, now's your chance. And when it's time to relax, honor yourself with that gift. Place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. Draw the breath down past your belly to your pelvic floor. Feel your lower hand expanding and dropping down. Bring both hands into Yoni Mudra with your thumbs touching and your pointer fingers touching over your lower belly. Downward facing triangle over your pelvis. Direct the breath down into your hands. Remember the intention you set for your practice. Fill up with gratitude. Start to stretch yourself out. Find your way back to seated. Palms together in front of your heart. Close our practice with the vibration of Om. Inhale together. Thumbs to third eye. Hari Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. And thank you for practicing with me. Enjoy your morning. When we come back, we have Asana Lab, so wear exercise clothes. And bring your books, your Asana Lab books.